YouTube, how are we doing? Back again with a full day of eating, but this is going to be rest day edition. So you guys have seen my training day, what I'm eating, what I'm currently going through. So today I thought I'd bring you what I'm eating on a non-training day to get shredded 11 weeks out. So we're currently on the 21st of June, as I don't know when you're going to be seeing this, in probably a couple of days time, but things are starting to get exciting. So give you a little bit of an update from sort of Monday, sort of going over how the week has gone. So on Monday I had a very good push session until the very end, where my neck decided to go into some form of spasm. It was so long. I was about to do an ab crunch because you can't miss abs, and then I turned my neck, straight away it pulled. So that was far from ideal, so that set me back. So I was on rest day calories for 3 days, and then I started to pick up my sessions throughout the week. So I managed to get in, so push was on the Monday, then I had 3 days off, then I went in with legs, then it was an upper session, and then straight back to a legs, but I had to de-volume that session due to being very sore. Only 48 hours since I last trained them, so I only touched on quads. Didn't do a hinge because my neck was still causing me a little bit of issues. And then I went on to the hip thrust and hamstring. So basically like a hamstring and glute sort of focus session. So yeah, got it done. Feels a little bit better now. Should be absolutely fine going into next week. But yeah, I sent my visuals on Thursday to my coach, and yeah, we're just going to start moving things on a little bit. We are in a very good spot. I'm not behind, but what we don't want to do is start to drop back, because my body weight was being a little bit stagnant and visuals didn't change massively. And that's one thing I always look at as well, personally, and also with my clients as well. If your visuals are looking better but your body weight stays the same, it's absolutely fine. But sometimes when your visuals aren't really moving and not really pushing forward in condition, and also your body weight is reflecting that, that's when you normally look to make a change. And also, I don't always make changes after 7 days. I look over a period of about a 10-day period, because who's to say fat loss is done within 7 days? I always leave it about 10 days, and if there's still no real change to the physique or the body weight, that's when I start to incorporate a change of cardio or pull down food, or even both. Just depends how lucky you are. So yeah, a little bit of an update on food and where we are at. We're 11 weeks out from the UKDFBA. There could be a show before that, but this is going to be the set show that we're going to kick things off. Food has been dropped, so it was on 2,310 calories before my non-training day. So that's 240 protein, 225 carb, and 50 grams of fat. Is now being pulled down to 2,210. So that looks at 240 protein, 200 carb, 50 fat. So all that is 25 grams less on carbohydrates. Everything else is staying the same. So that's going to help push me forward. I'm going to show you what these meals look like on this amount of food, how I make them as tasty and as voluminous as possible, because that is the goal. We don't want to be making food very low volume right now. It'd be different if there were high days, because you want to keep your midsection as tight as possible. But where the food isn't very high, I want to try and feel as satiated as possible. So I'll show you meal by meal what I'm currently eating, and yeah, maybe you can take some inspiration. So I'll catch you for meal number 1 shortly. Right, you now join me for meal number 1. So cardio has been boxed off. That was 20 minutes this morning on the spin bike. So shout out Tour de France, absolutely tearing it up. Then I went for a 20-minute walk as well. And now you're joining me for this lovely meal. It's a little bit, oh, what is it doing? 2 seconds, guys. This camera is crazy. It's a little bit sad because it's a non-carb meal, and I love my Jason sourdough, but that's not in this morning because it's not a training day. So I've got 175 grams of liquid egg whites with 1 whole egg. I have 20 grams of spinach in there, 3 turkey rashers, got to get the smoked ones, if you know, you know. Then I've got 100 grams worth of veg there as well, which is a mixture of mushrooms and tomatoes. So if you don't like mushrooms, Nah, I don't rate you, I'm afraid to say. So then that'll be topped up with 50% reduced sugar tomato ketchup, and then lighter than light mayo. Don't waste your calories on full fat mayo, a complete waste of time. You don't want to be adding 300 calories to your meal, so just stay away. That is the goat from Tesco's. So yeah, I'm going to tuck into this and then I'll show you meal number 2. Yes guys, back with meal number 2. So it's in a Tupperware because I am a bodybuilder. Nah, not really. It is Father's Day today, so the reason why I'm got it in here is because I'm going to be on the move in a minute. So this is what this meal is consisting of. So that is 65 grams of tagliatelle, 275 grams of prawns, 75 grams of pineapple, a handful of spinach, and then 30 grams of sauerkraut as well. So sauerkraut is not something I've had really in my off season at all before, but it's banging for digestion, really good to sort of have that with pineapple. And yeah, I enjoy sort of slapping it in with this as well. It's not plain, it's not bland. I've also got 15 grams. Yes, I have to weigh my sauces on prep. I know I'd much rather have about 40 grams. That actually touches on a point. How is 15 grams a serving, by the way? Like, I never really weigh out my sauce, but I would say an average person has anywhere between 20 to 25. Like, realistically, like if you was actually do it and then weigh it out, I'll bet you it lands around there. But yeah, 15 grams, I just do it consistently across the board, so at least I know I'm not going over on calories, and it's just the same every single week and every single meal I do have. So yeah, 15 grams of 30, I think it's 30% reduced sugar sweet chili. Oh, it's banging on this meal, just makes it 10-10. So I'm gonna eat this on the move. I'm just gonna go pick up my dad. Yeah, we're gonna go for a stroll. I'm gonna take him out to get a bite to eat, and then we'll no doubt grab a coffee, get an iced black Americano, go for a walk, and then I'll be heading back here for meal number 3, which I'm buzzing to show you guys. Right guys, we're back now for meal number 3. This meal is 10-10. It's just screaming fat loss, this one. So what we've got here is a Ninja Creamy. So I've got 100 ml of almond milk, 50 grams of whey. And then I've got here 75 grams of blueberries/raspberries in here as well. So this is a it's non-carb in terms of it's no direct carb source. Obviously fruit is a form of carb, but it's not like rice or anything like that, so it's quite low carb, this one. I think I need to work out the macros on it, but it's only going to be about 10 carb, if that. So another option you can do, because I appreciate creamies are expensive, is getting fat-free yogurt, put whey in there, put a little bit of water, and then you can then put it in a freezer and then freeze it up that way, and then have it almost like an ice cream, especially where it is roasting in the UK today. I'm sweating my tits off, so this is going to go down a treat. And I forgot to mention, this dollop right here is Pip and Nuts, the best peanut butter out there. That is 5 grams in there as well. Tasty? Right, back on the balcony because I am sweating. Literally living out here today. It is so hot. I mean, I can't complain. It's going to be pissing it down next week, but in the UK, I tell you what, it's one extreme to the other. And yeah, being in a flat, yeah, our flat does stay cool most of the time, but then when you're cooking multiple meals a day, yeah, pretty damn hot. But this is going to be the penultimate meal before my banging oatmeal in a bit. So I'm going to show you what I've got before the oats. So I've got this tasty little dish here. So it's 5% beef mince, so that's 200 grams. I've then got a whopping 50 grams of rice. I don't know how on earth I'm going to eat it. I've got 40 grams of peas, and then I've also got some gherkins, and then I've also got some spring onions, and literally like 1 mushroom, because I have 100 grams of veg per meal. So what I would suggest doing as well, just as a little bit of an insight to how to make your rice more, I'd put 3 times the amount of water to basically a 3-to-1 ratio of rice to water, and get a rice cooker to do so. When you do it in a pan, it doesn't make it as fluffy, and I also find it, depending on what pan you've got, I mean, we've got some old ones and it just tends to stick, and it's far from ideal. So when you get a rice cooker, I mean, I've been bodybuilding now for 4 years, and I can't believe until this year I realised that I've been missing a rice cooker the whole time. Not only from like a taste standpoint, but also from a volumized standpoint as well. Yes, in the off season it wouldn't be ideal to be caning a lot of water, but then I would just reduce that to a 1-to-2 ratio. But yeah, 1-to-3 here is perfect for me. It comes out a lot in terms of volume on the plate, and it will just keep me more satiated, the scientific word, but more full for a longer period of time. So I'm going to tuck into this, and then I'll show you meal number 5 of the day. Right guys, last meal of the day. You can see blue light blockers are on. That means it is close to my bedtime. So this is actually the biggest meal of the day. So I train at, well, 5:45/6 o'clock every morning. So what I always do is have my biggest meal at the end of the day to fuel me for my session. So I don't have a huge meal before I go into the gym. So I make sure that this sort of pre-bed meal is the biggest meal. It's full of the most amount of fats, most amount of carbs, and then I wake up ready to go. So what I've got here for you is, let me spin this bad boy about. So we've got 115 grams of oats, I think it's 65. Let me just whip up my phone so I'm not incorrect. So 50 grams of blueberries, 50 grams of banana, 10 grams of 90% dark chocolate, and I've got 10 grams of nut butter. So that will be rounding up today. So alongside my 2,210 calories or whatever it is, I'm also doing, let me move this up slightly. I'm also doing 12k steps and 20 minutes of cardio. So 20 minutes is 7 days a week now. It hasn't been increased. It was at 30 times 5 and 2 times 20, but we've brought that down because we are itching closer to show number 1, and conditions in a good spot. I was finding that my legs were very heavy more often than not, and it was actually taken away from my training. So cardio has been brought down by 10 minutes across the board, and we're just utilizing steps as a form of expenditure alongside that. So with these meals, as you would have seen, they are quite varied. I haven't got any meals particularly that are the same. They are quite voluminous as well. So you would have seen I've got prawns in there. The reason I've got prawns opposed to chicken, because chicken I would have about 200 grams. With prawns I can get away with 275 grams. Same with my rice. Yes, it's only 50 grams, but I put 3 times the amount of water to volumize it that way. Also having the creamy, I could have just had whey and peanut butter or whey and dark chocolate with some fruit on the side. That isn't going to fill me up nowhere near as much compared to having it in a creamy form. And like I said, if you want to have a cheaper option, if you can't get yourself a creamy, you're not in a position to do so, like you don't have to, but if you want to make it a little bit more filling, like I said earlier, just get yourself some Greek yogurt, some fat-free yogurt, put some water in there, put your whey in there, make it a little bit more volumized, put it in the freezer the night before, and you can have yourself a little bit more of a meal opposed to almost like a snack sort of thing. So yeah, that's my full day of eating at 11 weeks out from show number 1. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it. So if you have liked the video, please like the video, subscribe, and I'll catch you for the next one.